You know that moment? Right around 3 in the afternoon, you're sitting at your desk or you're at home doing something, and suddenly it hits you. That wall, that moment where your energy just crashes. And you think, well, that's just what happens when you get older. Your energy fades as the day goes on. But what if I told you that's not actually what's supposed to happen? What if your energy crash at 3 p.m. has nothing to do with age and everything to do with what you did first thing in the morning? Here's the truth that nobody's talking about. Your entire day's energy is determined in the first 60 minutes after you wake up. Not by genetics, not by age, not by some random luck, but by what you do in that critical first hour. It's like starting an engine. You either start it right or you start it wrong. And everything that happens after that is a direct result of that initial start. Most people, they wake up and the first thing they do is check their phone. They see emails, they see social media, their stress hormones spike, then they grab coffee without eating anything, their blood sugar drops. Then they skip breakfast or eat something processed and sugary. Their insulin spikes, their blood sugar crashes. And by 9 in the morning, they're already on a blood sugar roller coaster that's going to end in an energy crash at 3 p.m. And then they wonder why they're exhausted by evening. They wonder why they have no energy to do the things they want to do. They wonder why they can't make it through the day without feeling like someone pulled the plug on them. But what if there was a morning routine, a very specific sequence of things you do in those first 60 minutes that set your energy up for success for the entire day? A routine that doesn't require any special equipment, that doesn't require hours, that actually takes less time than what most people are already doing. But it fundamentally changes your entire day's energy trajectory. Let me explain the mechanism. Think about your body like that vintage engine I keep talking about. A classic car, a well-built machine. That machine, when you first turn it on in the morning, it needs a specific warm-up sequence. You can't just turn the key and floor it. You've got to give it time to wake up, to get the fluids flowing, to prepare itself for the work ahead. Your body works exactly the same way. When you wake up, your nervous system is still in sleep mode. Your metabolism hasn't fully activated. Your energy systems haven't powered up yet. And if you don't go through the right sequence to activate them, your entire day suffers. Most people, they're waking up and immediately trying to floor it, checking emails, rushing, stress. And their nervous system never actually completes the proper wake-up sequence. So they spend the entire day running on partial power. No wonder they crash at 3 p.m. But when you understand the proper wake-up sequence, when you actually take those 60 minutes to warm up your engine properly, something remarkable happens. Your energy doesn't crash at 3. Your energy stays stable throughout the day. And you end the day with fuel left in the tank. You end the day with the ability to do things you want to do, to spend time with people you care about, to have a life beyond just surviving until bedtime. Let me tell you about someone. Her name is Patricia. She's 60 years old, retired teacher, and for the last 5 years, she's been dealing with this exact problem. She wakes up okay, but by mid-morning, she's already tired. And by 3 p.m., she's exhausted. She'd canceled plans with friends. She'd stopped going to her water aerobics class. She'd become someone who just barely gets through the day. Her daughter was concerned. She asked Patricia, "Are you okay? You seem so tired all the time." And Patricia said, "I don't know. I just don't have the energy I used to have." Patricia came to me and asked a question that changed everything. She said, "Is there anything I can do to get my energy back? Or is this just what I have to accept now?" And I said, "Patricia, your energy isn't gone. It's just not being activated properly. Let me show you a morning routine that's going to change everything." I taught her a specific sequence of things to do first thing in the morning, and within 3 days, she noticed something different. She didn't have the mid-morning energy dip. Within a week, she made it all the way to 5 p.m. without crashing. By 2 weeks, she was having sustained energy all the way through the day. She came back to me and said, I feel like myself again. I have energy. I actually want to do things. What did you teach me? So let me introduce you to the first step of this morning routine. And this is the thing that starts the whole sequence. This is the ignition switch. The moment you open your eyes, before you get out of bed, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, you need to do something very specific. You need to drink water, not a sip, a full glass of water at room temperature, 16 ounces ideally. Here's why. While you're sleeping, you're not drinking anything. Your body is essentially in a state of mild dehydration. Your cells are dried out. Your nervous system is sluggish. Your metabolism hasn't activated yet. And the moment you drink that water, something happens. Your cells start to absorb it. Your circulation begins to normalize. Your nervous system gets the signal that you're awake and it's time to activate. Patricia did this. First thing, before her feet hit the floor, she had a glass of water waiting on her nightstand. She drank it just like that. 16 ounces. And she noticed immediately that she felt more alert, more present, more ready to start her day. This is the ignition switch. This is the thing that gets the engine running properly. And everything else builds on this foundation. The second step happens within the next 5 minutes. And this is where most people make a huge mistake. They check their phone, they see the news, they see emails, they see something that stresses them out, and their cortisol spikes. Their nervous system goes into fight or flight mode, and they're already stressed before they've even gotten out of bed. Patricia made a different choice. She didn't check her phone. Instead, she did something that's scientifically proven to put your nervous system into a state of calm. She did 5 minutes of gentle stretching, not intense stretching, not exercise, just gentle, mindful stretching. She'd stretch her arms over her head, she'd do some gentle twists, she'd roll her shoulders, she'd bend forward gently and touch her toes. Just 5 minutes of moving her body gently and deliberately. And what she noticed was that her nervous system felt calm. She felt present. She wasn't anxious about the day ahead. This second step is critical because it sets your nervous system into the right mode for the day. It tells your body, we're safe, we're ready. Let's approach this day with calm intention. Instead of, oh my God, the world is on fire and we need to react to everything. The third step is where the real energy boost happens. And this is the micro-win. This is the thing that most people never understand, but that completely changes your metabolism and your energy level for the entire day. Within the first 30 minutes of waking up, you need to eat something. But not just anything. You need to eat something that has 3 specific components: protein, healthy fat, and a small amount of complex carbohydrate. This combination stabilizes your blood sugar, it activates your metabolism, it sets your energy on a stable trajectory for the entire day. Patricia made herself an omelet, 2 eggs, some spinach, a little cheese, a slice of whole grain toast. That's it. Protein from the eggs and cheese. Healthy fat from the eggs and the olive oil she used to cook them. Complex carbohydrate from the toast. The whole meal took about 10 minutes to prepare, but it completely changed her energy for the day. What happened was that her blood sugar rose gently and stayed stable. She didn't get that initial spike followed by a crash. Her insulin response was balanced, her metabolism was activated, and her body had the right fuel to produce steady energy throughout the morning. Within a week of doing this, Patricia noticed that her mid-morning energy dip was completely gone. She was making it all the way through the morning without the crash that used to happen around 11 o'clock. The fourth step is something that ties the whole routine together. And this is where the synergy starts to become visible. Because a morning routine isn't just a series of random actions, it's a sequence. Each step sets up the next one. And when you understand the sequence, when you do them in the right order, the whole thing becomes more powerful than any individual step. The fourth step is movement. Real movement, not exercise, but deliberate physical activity. And this needs to happen within the first hour of waking up. Ideally, after you've had that water and done your stretching and eaten your breakfast. Patricia started taking a 15-minute walk around her neighborhood, first thing in the morning, after breakfast. Nothing intense, just a steady walk. And here's what happened. Her heart rate elevated slightly. Her circulation improved. Her metabolism shifted into full activation mode. Her muscles started working, and all of that is sending a signal to her brain, a signal that says the day is here. We're awake. We're active. Let's produce energy. Within 2 weeks of doing this complete morning routine, Patricia's energy had transformed. She was making it all the way through the day without crashing. She had sustained energy from the moment she woke up until evening. And she'd actually regained the ability to do things. She'd gone back to her water aerobics class. She started making plans with friends again. She'd become someone with energy instead of someone exhausted all the time. This is what a proper morning routine does. It doesn't happen with some magical supplement. It doesn't happen with a pill. It happens because you understand the sequence of how your body actually activates in the morning. And you do the things that support that natural activation process instead of working against it. But here's what Patricia realized. 4 steps in, and she was already seeing dramatic results. But there were 3 more steps, 3 more pieces that, when added to this foundation, would take her energy to levels she hadn't experienced in decades. Now, Patricia had 4 things in place. She was drinking water first thing. She was stretching gently. She was eating a balanced breakfast. She was taking a walk. And her energy had already transformed dramatically. But she wanted to know what else was possible. She wanted to understand if there were additional things she could do to push her energy even higher. And that's when I introduced her to the 5th step, sunlight exposure. Here's something most people don't realize. Your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, it's synchronized by light, specifically by sunlight on your retinas. When you expose your eyes to bright sunlight first thing in the morning, something happens. Your brain registers that it's daytime. Your cortisol naturally rises. Your body fully activates. Your energy systems power up. But most people, they wake up and they stay inside with artificial light, or they go outside with sunglasses on, which blocks the wavelengths that actually synchronize your circadian rhythm. So their body never gets the full signal that it's time to be awake and energized. Patricia made a simple change. During her morning walk, she made sure she was outside in direct sunlight. No sunglasses, just direct sunlight hitting her eyes. And here's what she noticed. Within 5 minutes of sunlight exposure, she felt noticeably more alert, more awake, more present. It was like someone had turned up the dimmer switch on her consciousness. And here's the deeper thing that's happening. When your circadian rhythm is properly synchronized by morning sunlight, your entire hormonal cascade for the day is set up correctly. Your cortisol rises appropriately. Your metabolism activates. Your energy systems power up at the right time. And that synchronization extends throughout the entire day. Your sleep at night is better. Your energy during the day is more stable. So Patricia's routine now was water, stretching, breakfast, and a walk in direct sunlight. And within 3 weeks of doing all of that, she told me something remarkable. She said, I sleep better. I have more energy during the day. I even feel happier. Everything has shifted. The 6th step is something that most people completely miss, but it's absolutely critical for sustained energy throughout the day. It's about what you consume in that first hour besides water and food. Most people have coffee first thing, and coffee isn't bad, but the way most people use it, they're using it incorrectly. They drink coffee on an empty stomach. The caffeine hits their system hard. Their heart rate spikes. Their cortisol spikes, and they get that initial buzz. But it's unsustainable. By lunchtime, they're crashing because they've burnt through their caffeine buzz without having properly activated their base energy systems. Patricia had been a coffee drinker, but we made a change to when and how she consumed it. We moved her coffee to after breakfast, after she'd already eaten, after she'd already started waking up naturally through sunlight and movement. And we made sure she was drinking her coffee black or with a small amount of milk. No sugar, because sugar causes a blood sugar spike that works against the stable energy you're trying to create. What happened was remarkable. Her coffee actually worked better because it was hitting a system that was already naturally activated. She got sustained energy from it instead of a crash. She was able to have 1 cup in the morning and it would carry her through the whole day without needing another coffee at 3 p.m. But here's what's even more important. We added something to her morning routine that most people never think about. About 30 minutes after breakfast, right around when her walk is finishing up, Patricia started drinking a specific kind of tea. Green tea or herbal tea with ginger. Not for the caffeine, but for the compounds in the tea that naturally support energy production at the cellular level. Green tea contains compounds called catechins that support mitochondrial function. Your mitochondria are the power plants of your cells. When they're working optimally, you have energy. When they're sluggish, you're exhausted. So by adding green tea to her morning routine, Patricia was directly supporting her cellular energy production. The 7th and final step is the one that brings everything together. And this is what makes the whole routine stick. It's about intention and consciousness. Most people go through their day on autopilot. They wake up and they just react to whatever comes at them. They don't actually decide how they want their day to go. But energy isn't just physical. It's also mental and emotional. When you approach your day with intention, when you consciously decide what you want to focus on, when you set a direction for your energy, something shifts. Patricia made a simple practice. After her walk, after her breakfast, after she'd done all the physical things to activate her energy, she would sit for just 3 minutes. She'd sit somewhere quiet. And she'd ask herself one question. What's one thing I want to accomplish today that would make me feel good? Just one thing. Not a long list, not a to-do list. Just one thing that would make her feel accomplished. One thing that would give her purpose and direction for the day. And when you start your day with that kind of intention, when you know what you're working toward, your energy is directed. It's not scattered. It's not just reacting. It's purposeful. Within 2 weeks of adding this intentionality piece to her routine, Patricia told me something that made me understand the full transformation. She said, it's not just that I have more energy. It's that I have energy for the things I actually care about. I'm not exhausted anymore. So I have the energy to do the things that matter to me. That's when I knew the routine had truly worked. Because it wasn't just about having energy. It was about having the freedom to use that energy for the things that actually bring joy and purpose. Now let me show you what Patricia's complete morning routine looked like. Because when you see the entire sequence, when you see how all 7 of these steps fit together, you understand why it's so powerful. She sets an alarm for 6:30. The night before, she's placed a glass of water on her nightstand. So the moment she opens her eyes, it's right there. She drinks it, 16 ounces. Slowly, deliberately, this wakes up her body. This rehydrates her. This begins the activation process. From 6:30 to 6:35, she does her gentle stretching. 5 minutes, arms overhead, gentle twists, shoulder rolls, nothing intense. Just waking up her muscles and her nervous system, getting her out of sleep mode and into alert mode. By 6:40, she's in the kitchen. She makes her breakfast, 2 eggs, spinach, whole grain toast, a glass of herbal tea or water. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes. She's eating real food, food with protein, fat, and complex carbohydrates. Her blood sugar is stabilizing. Her metabolism is activating. By 6:55, she's done eating. She's dressed and she's heading out for her walk. The walk happens from 7 to 7:15. She's outside. She's in direct sunlight, no sunglasses. Her eyes are being exposed to the light that synchronizes her circadian rhythm. Her heart rate is elevated slightly. Her circulation is improving. Her body is fully activated. By 7:20, she's back inside. She makes her green tea or ginger tea, something warm, something that has compounds that support her cellular energy. She sips it while she sits. And from 7:20 to 7:30, she's sitting quietly. She's doing her 3 minutes of intentional thinking. What's one thing I want to accomplish today? What's one thing that would make me feel good? She's setting her direction for the day. By 7:30, she's ready to start her day. And here's the thing. It's only been an hour, 1 hour. But in that 1 hour, she's completely set her energy up for success for the entire day. Throughout the day, she maintains that energy. She stays hydrated. She eats balanced meals. She moves periodically. She gets sunlight. And by evening, she still has energy. She can do things. She can be with people. She can enjoy her life instead of just surviving it. Now, I want to address something directly because I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, I'm 65. I've never been a morning person. I hate getting up early. There's no way I'm going to do all of this. Let me tell you something. This doesn't require you to become a morning person. It just requires you to understand that the first hour of your day determines the next 23 hours. And if you're willing to invest 1 hour, if you're willing to follow this sequence, you're going to transform your energy. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect about it. Patricia wasn't perfect. Some mornings she didn't do all 7 steps. Some mornings she only did 5. But she maintained the general pattern and her energy stayed elevated because your body isn't looking for perfection. It's looking for consistency. It's looking for support. And when you provide that support, when you follow this sequence, your body responds. Your energy comes back. Your vitality returns. Patricia told me something that I think you need to hear. She said, I thought energy was something you either had or didn't have, something that came from genetics or luck. But it's not. It's something you create. It's something you build. And once I understood that, once I took responsibility for creating my own energy through this morning routine, everything changed. That's the real power of this. It's not about some external solution. It's not about a pill or a supplement. It's about understanding how your body actually works and doing the things that support that natural functioning. Your body is like that vintage engine, and that first hour is the warm-up. You do it right, and the whole day runs smooth and cool. You skip it or do it wrong, and you're limping through the day on partial power. Here's what I want you to do. Don't try to implement all 7 steps at once. Start with the water and the stretching. Do that for a few days until it becomes automatic. Then add the breakfast. Then add the walk in sunlight. Layer it in. Let each step become a habit before you add the next one. Because when you build it gradually, when you let each habit cement itself, then when you have all 7 working together, it becomes effortless. It becomes your new normal. And your energy becomes your new normal too. In our next video, I'm going to show you the nutritional components that work alongside this morning routine to amplify your energy production even further. Because there are 3 specific micronutrients that, when combined with this morning protocol, can double your energy output. Your cells are waiting for the right conditions to produce energy. Your body is waiting to feel alive again. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Because when you combine this morning routine with the nutritional support I'm going to show you, that's when your energy doesn't just return. That's when it exceeds what you had in your 40s. Your 3 p.m. crash is waiting to disappear. Your morning sluggishness is waiting to vanish. Your energy is waiting to return. And it all starts with this 1-hour morning routine. Simple, practical, powerful. You're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have a glass of water sitting on your nightstand. You're going to drink it. You're going to stretch for 5 minutes. You're going to eat a balanced breakfast. You're going to take a walk in the sunlight. And by the time you've been awake for an hour, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel activated. You're going to feel like yourself again. That's the promise. That's what this routine delivers. Not eventually, not after months of work, but within days. Within the first week, you're going to notice something shift in your energy. Your body is waiting for you to give it what it needs. Your energy is waiting to come back. And it all starts tomorrow morning with water, with intention, with a commitment to warming up your engine properly before you try to drive it hard all day. Take care of yourself. Your energy is counting on you.